Here we are on the Euro Aussie 5 range, and there is a potential head and shoulders setting up, and I'd like to talk through if this comes off, how I'm going to get my entry and why I'm looking for a head and shoulders here, and how really I'm going to handle the trade. So you can see here that we have the left shoulder, a double head. You can class this as the right shoulder, however I've seen this formation countless times when doing my back testing, and usually we get something like this. So I'm going to be waiting for the market to come back up to this level, and I'll simply just look for a lower low, lower close and play for a test of this lower level just here. And so I want to talk through first of all why I'm looking at head and shoulders at this particular level and why on the 5 range. And believe it or not, we have to go out to the dailies to see why I'm looking at that area. Now if I just take off these VS1 levels here and I put a structure level in there, if we know anything about head and shoulders, they occur after usually momentum moves, rallies, and second of all they are a rotation pattern, so you tend to get them at the top of structure or the bottom of structure. In particular I find they happen within the wicks on the higher time frame. So here we are literally right at the top of the wicks, and you can see again this is the daily time frame, so it's only 7:45 in the morning. This candle, while it's looking like we're breaching through the top of it, hasn't yet closed, so we don't know how that will finish, and certainly that candle can be sucked all the way down and go all the way back up again. So a small amount of movement is required on the dailies, but look also where we're at the 162 flat. We are also at 85 on the RSI, and so most of the time the higher time frame doesn't have any impact, doesn't determine what's happening on the lower time frame. But when I look at these head and shoulders and I'm saying to myself, okay, where could a head and shoulders form, even a small one that would give me a reaction, then looking at the daily time frame within the wicks when we're overbought at an even handled number is a good place to start. So as we drop down the higher time frames, there's absolutely nothing here. There's the 240, here's the 60, and there is a momentum candle you can see here, and just look, we're trading sideways. That's the first indication. If we drop down to the 15-minute, you can see that momentum candle better, and again pretty much just sideways movement, not anything I can trade though. And so as we go to the 5 range, this is what I'm interested in, and we've got a few things here. First of all, head and shoulders happen after a rally or a momentum move. So here is the left shoulder, we came up to test the head, we put in a double head. We haven't yet violated the outside return, but again when we see this kind of whipsaw action, we've violated this level now but not this one. So I'm just waiting for the market to come up to this level. Now a few things I need. First of all is I do need the left shoulder to be overbought, and that did happen. We've got the divergence, and also look at the highs here, going higher, going higher, going higher. Look at the RSI, going lower, going lower, going lower. Okay, indicating a potential reversal. And so I'm not going to be looking for any real kind of extension here. I mean, we could see a move all the way back down to retest the lows. At the moment I don't have the market telling me anything like that, so this will just simply be here on the 5 range, waiting for the market to come up, give me a lower low, lower close, and then I'll enter, playing for a retest of this level here. And it's not a bad area to take targets there. Do I have any fib confluence? I think just a 50% there. Yeah, just a 50%, and yeah, we'll come back and see whether or not this trade comes off. And we're back on the Euro Aussie, and we have seen the retracement. So you can see that let me just delete these off. The market actually came down and put in a new low, which is here. So we have violated this level and now the outside return, and we've seen the pullback that I was expecting, and just here we got the lower low, lower close. That only gave me a 1-to-1 risk to reward, so I've actually set my limit order just a little bit higher, just to see if the market will come back and just fill me, and see if we can get this continuation to the downside. A second. Okay, we're back and we've just got our fill, so 14 pips of risk, 19 pips of reward. We'll come back and see if we can get these pips out of the market. If I do come within a few pips of my target, then I will be rolling these to break even. Nathan. Okay, it hasn't been but a single minute that has passed, and we've rallied down here into 12-13 pips of profit, and what we've done is we put in another new low now, and so I would expect us at some point, even if we retraced, to come down and hit targets. And it's not been but 2 minutes now, and once again we're pushing down here. So we went 18 pips up, so we've come 1 pip from target. So what I'm just going to do now is just move a couple of pips past break even. You can see that we're actually testing the line. And there we go. That trade was about 2.5 minutes for us to hit targets. We got a great fill. We predicted the market exactly, almost to the pip for my entry, and it worked out very well. So a lovely 19 pips in less than 3 minutes.